Rất cảm ơn các anh, các chị và các bạn, các em học sinh trong một ngày, một buổi tối đầu tuần và cũng là một buổi tối đầu tháng 8. Chúng ta lại có cơ hội để gặp nhau cùng với cả trường National College of Ireland và Smart Day giới thiệu về cơ hội học tập cũng như là làm việc và các cái ngành nghề mà có những cái tư vấn về các ngành nghề phù hợp với năng lực sở thích của các bạn cũng như phù hợp với cả cái trend của thế giới để các bạn có thể có cái cơ hội để phát triển sự nghiệp tốt nhất tại nơi được mệnh danh là hòn ngọc lục bảo của châu Âu cũng như là thung lũng Silicon của châu Âu. Ireland hiện nay thì Ireland đang ngày càng trở nên quen thuộc với các bạn du học sinh cũng như với các vị phụ huynh Việt Nam. Tuy nhiên thì hiện nay cái lượng du học sinh Việt Nam đến Ireland vẫn là một con số rất rất nhỏ. Và hiện nay thì sinh viên quốc tế tại Ireland, đầu bảng về sinh viên quốc tế tại Ireland thì vẫn là nước Mỹ với 14,5% du học sinh tới Ireland là người Mỹ, hoặc là Canada với 5,5% du học sinh đến Ireland là người Canada. Tuy nhiên thì Việt Nam chúng ta vẫn chưa được xếp vào danh sách những du học sinh đến Ireland nhiều, với những cái điều kiện tuyệt vời để có thể học tập và phát triển ở tại Ireland. Và với những cái trải nghiệm của du học sinh Smart A từ năm 2016 đến giờ thì Smart A tin rằng du học tại Ireland sẽ là một trong những cái lựa chọn mà các bạn sẽ không bao giờ phải hối tiếc. Và đặc biệt hôm nay du học bao giờ cũng là một cái lựa chọn là khó khăn, không không phải dễ dàng với nhiều người bởi vì nó liên quan rất nhiều đến cái việc kinh phí. Và hôm nay thì có một cái giải pháp rất là tốt, rất là kinh tế dành cho các bạn với những cơ hội học tập và thực tập tại trường National College of Ireland, ngôi trường nhỏ nằm ngay giữa trung tâm của thủ đô Dublin, thung lũng Silicon của châu Âu. Và hôm nay em rất là vui được giới thiệu cùng với các anh, các chị và các bạn. Thầy Tiago đến từ trường National College of Ireland sẽ giới thiệu về trường cũng như là có những cái tư vấn cho các anh, các chị và các bạn về những cái ngành nghề trong tương lai, về các cái ngành học và những cái hướng đi lựa chọn cho sự nghiệp sau này của mình. Hey Tiago, thank you for joining.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, so my name is Thiago Penotto, and I'm the regional manager for Far East, and that includes the whole Southeast Asia and Vietnam. So here's just a picture of one of our campus. So NCI has two campus in this city center. So that is the second one. It's a very, very new campus, and it's pretty much 5 minutes walk from one to another. So we are in the heart of the city, okay? And where we call the docks, it's where is the financial hub of Dublin and the IT hub. So it's all those big companies are around NCI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about Ireland. Okay, so I'm going to give you an overview about Ireland, about the Irish economy, all the sectors, and then I'm going to move to give you an idea about cost of living, about earnings, about jobs, and then of course talk about NCI, our courses, and all the support that NCI will offer to you if you become one of our students. So a little bit about Ireland. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with Ireland. So we are a very, very small country. So we are the Republic of Ireland. Be careful, be aware that there are two Irelands. There's Northern Ireland, that's a small part of the island of Ireland, that's part of UK. And then on the south is the Republic of Ireland, that we are independent country and we are part of the EU. Okay. Our capital is Dublin. As I mentioned, it's a very small country. It's a 5 million population. Our currency is euro. Our official language is English. And in terms of climate, it's mild with no extreme temperature. So we don't have very high summers, but we don't have very cold winters. It's always mild all the way. So a few things about Ireland. So Ireland is considered the third most peaceful country in the world. So Irish people are very, very friendly. It's a very safe country. and really, really high quality of life. It's a very rich country as well. Ireland is the fast growing economy in Europe at the moment. We are called the Silicon Valley of Europe. It's a very dynamic economy. Just for you to have an idea, until 2022, we were growing 12% per year in terms of GDP. It's massive. It's China, pretty much China numbers of growth. Of course, we are not the size of China. Our economy is not even close. But Ireland, it's a very, very strong and very dynamic economy. So I like to give an example in terms of comparison. For example, Ireland, one country in Asia that you are probably more familiar with, and it's a very fair comparison, is Taiwan. So Irish economy, it's very, very similar with Taiwan economy. So Ireland was a very agriculture-based economy 30 years ago. And then we didn't go through the normal industrialization process. So we jumped from agriculture economy to a high-tech economy. This is why I say it's very similar with Taiwan, because Taiwan was the same kind of history in terms of economy. So it's a very, very, very high-tech economy. So Ireland has a world-class education standards, world-class institutions. All the Irish universities are very, very high ranking. We are consistently in the top 2% of the world. So, and now it's like, I think more and more every year, people are more aware of the power of the Irish education system. And then Ireland has the second highest GDP per capita in the world. Okay, that's really, really massive. Ireland has one of the highest salaries in Europe as well. So this is very, very important for if you are looking to actually find and get a job in Ireland, just for you to have an idea how strong and how high the Irish salaries are. And then Ireland has a globally celebrated culture. I think everybody knows a little bit of the Irish culture in one way or another. So it's very, very famous everywhere. And as I mentioned, the Irish economy is very focused in technology, innovation, and all the global companies are in Ireland. So if you look at all the American companies, for example, most of them has the headquarters for Europe in Ireland. Okay, so Ireland, all the multinationals, the really, really big companies are actually headquarters in Ireland. That's really, really important. So here's just a snapshot, just for you to have an idea which sectors in Ireland are actually booming at the moment. So finance, of course, like Ireland, every year we are turning in a global finance hub. So just for you to have an idea, Ireland has at the moment 430 financial service companies, and 17 of the 20 global banks are actually headquarters in Ireland for Europe. And Ireland, it's as well a global center for aviation finance and aircraft leasing. So if you look at most of the aircrafts in the world, even in Vietnam, for example, don't be surprised if most of the airplanes from the Vietnamese airlines, they're actually Irish owners, because all the leasing companies for aircraft are Irish, okay? And then, of course, IT. So Ireland, it's a global IT hub that's very well known. It's the Silicon Valley of Europe. We have more than 1,000 leading multinational companies based in Ireland, 900 software companies, and we are #1 destination for all the US IT companies. And now let's talk about something else that's very, very new, and it's taking over the whole world. It's AI, artificial intelligence. So Ireland is an AI hub at the moment. There's more than 40 plus companies in Ireland using or developing new AI technologies. So this is a massive sector that's going to grow every year. And I have to say, if you are thinking about future in IT, AI probably is a very, very good choice at the moment. But then, of course, Ireland is very, very strong and very famous for all their sectors. The pharmaceutical sector is huge. We are the second largest pharmaceutical sector in the world. We're just behind US. So Ireland, it's a massive biotechnology, medical device, renewable energy, fintech, of course, cybersecurity, data analytics, cloud, and e-commerce, all of that. So, and all those sectors and areas that I told you, they are inside the critical skills list. So for who doesn't know, Ireland have a critical skills list. That's its areas where there is a pathway for you to stay for many, many years and pursue Irish citizenship. Okay, and most of the NCI courses are linked with the critical skills. So I'm not sure if you want to stop and say something. Do you need to translate anything, or can I keep going?
Nếu mà có anh chị và bạn nào ví dụ trong quá trình thầy trao đổi á, mà mình muốn hỏi kỹ hơn về bất cứ một nội dung nào đấy, bởi vì là thực ra so với seminar thì với webinar chúng mình sẽ bị quên thông tin nhanh hơn, thì là mọi người cứ có thể giơ tay hoặc là hỏi trực tiếp luôn nhé, hoặc là chat gửi vào cái phần đánh vào phần chat, hoặc có thể là ngưng lại để dịch vào đây. Em biết là có một số anh chị phụ huynh, nếu mà anh chị phụ huynh có cần em dịch lại một số thông tin đó thì là các anh chị cũng báo cho em biết luôn ạ. Dạ. Thanks, Thiago. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just another one here that is not on the slide here, but it's very important to reinforce that it's accountants. Okay, so accountants now, it's in the critical skills in Ireland, and there's such a shortage of skilled people in accountants. Just to have an idea how important for Ireland now, there's even a special visa for accountants. Okay, so that's very, very high salaries and lots of job opportunities in Ireland. Okay, so accountants, if you like accountants, it's a massive, massive sector at the moment. Okay, so let's talk about costs now. Okay, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about the salaries that you can expect as a graduate in Ireland. So I'm not talking about people that are working for many, many years that are in Ireland. I'm talking about people that's going to start work right now in Ireland. So the graduate average salary in Ireland in 2024 was 34,000 euros a year. Okay, or it's around 17.50 euros an hour. Okay, so entry-level positions in Ireland, it means that you just finished college and you're starting to work. It goes from 34 to 41, 42,000 euros a year. That it's really high for who just finished college. It's really, really high salary, but the average was around 34, 35. Okay, so that's very, very important. Of course, some sectors are going to pay more, some sectors are going to pay less. And why it goes from 30 to 41, that's not just about the sector. There's a lot of students who come to Ireland in a master levels that they already have some work experience in their own country. And then, of course, that's going to impact on your salary. Okay, so if you finish your bachelor, you went straight to a master's, and you have no work experience, you would be around 30, 34. But if you already have a background with some work experience on your back, your salary could be a little bit higher as a starting point. Okay, so let's talk about living costs in Ireland. So for living costs, we are talking about 12 to 24,000 euros a year. It's all included: rent, electricity, food, books, medicine, travel, social expenses, and all of that. It's just not included tuition fees. Okay, of course, some students can go really, really lower budget, around 12. Some students need more money. Students are very different. Okay, some students are, how can I say, are more standard than others. So some students can keep the budget really low. Some of them can't. So it's very, very important. A few tips in Ireland. Okay, so I remember when I came to Ireland to study, I actually been to, as you can imagine, look at me, I'm not Irish, so I'm from Brazil. And I came to Ireland 12 years ago as a student, and then I'm still here. I always say when my idea was to come, study, stay 1 year or two and go back home. But when you start earning Irish salary, you don't want to go home. So I'm still here in Ireland 12 years after. So some things in Ireland to keep your budget low. Cook your own food. I think that's the main thing. So if you buy food in the supermarket in Ireland, it's quite cheap. Okay, and there is a lot of Asian markets. You can find all the Vietnamese products that you are used in the Asian markets in Dublin that are all over the place. So if you cook your own food, it's cheap. If you eat on the streets, if you eat outside, even in the coffee shops in Ireland, it's very expensive. Okay, cook your own food and you will be fine. And then how about work? How that works? So when you are, while you were studying, you can work part-time, okay? That means that around 20 hours a week, okay? And the minimum wage in Ireland is 12.7 euros per hour. That means that nobody can pay less than 12 euros, 12.7, okay? But most of the part-time jobs will be between 12 and 17 and 20 euros an hour, okay? That means if we go to the lowest, let's say that you find a part-time job that they're going to pay the minimum, that's 12.7. It means that you can make 1,016 euros a month working part-time in Ireland. With that money, you cover pretty much all your costs. Remember, that's the living costs between 12 and 24. 1,000 euros a month plus 12, that's the whole year, it's 12,000. So I was a student myself and I worked part-time in the beginning, and I can tell you, if you cook your food and save your money, you can live with 12,000 euros a year in Ireland. You can pay for everything. Okay, of course, some jobs, even part-time, could go a little bit higher if you go closer to 20. But like 1,000, it's the minimum of the minimum. You wouldn't earn less than that working part-time in Ireland. And then some month of the year, you can make more money, okay? So during the holidays, you can work full-time. You can work 40 hours a week. So during Christmas, from December 15 to January 15, that's 1 month that instead of 1,000, you can earn 2,000 because you can work double hours. And all the summer month, June, July, August, and September, you can work full-time. You can work 40 hours a week. That's 2,000. So 12,000 per year is not the minimum. Pretty much 5 months of the year, you can make double. You can work and for full-time and make 2,000 euros a month. So that's plenty for you to live in Ireland. So that's just to give you an idea that it is possible, okay? And let's go to the next slide. So now let's talk about accommodation costs. That it's what pretty much everybody is more concerned about. So if you look at student residence accommodation, we are talking about 200 and 400 a week, okay, if you have a private room. So that's the average what you are going to pay per week. And then if you were to go for a shared room, if you share a room with a friend, it is between 110 and 200 a week, okay? And then if you look at, for example, two-bed apartment, we are talking between 2,000 and 3,000 per month for a whole apartment, 2 bedrooms. And then, of course, you can share with a friend and it would be half each, okay? If you look to a studio, that's, I think everybody knows what a studio is. It's a very small apartment where you have a room, living room, and a kitchen and a bathroom, and that's it. It's all together. So that would be about 1,200 and 1,800 a month. And then for shared rooms, for example, if a few students already have a house and there's a room available, it would be between 500 and 900 to share a room. Again, that's just an idea, but of course, You can do your own research. In the NCI website, there's a list of all the student residents that's close enough to NCI, and there's a lot of tips there. Okay, so as I mentioned, NCI, it's in Dublin. That's pretty much, I just add a map of Ireland for you to have an idea where Dublin is. And here's just a few pictures of our students walking around Dublin and socializing, and they do a lot of trips together, and that's really, really good. And I would strongly advise you to join those trips because you are going to make a lot of friends there. And here it's a picture of Dublin, and I think you can see here in the corner exactly where NCI is. As I said, that is the Docklands. It's all where all the financial big companies are, all the IT companies, and they are all around NCI. That's a very, very nice picture of Dublin. And NCI is linked with all the public transport. So one of the main transportation in Ireland, it's what we call luas. That it's light rail trains that they go not underground, but on the ground. And there is a stop right in front of NCI. And with the luas there, you can go everywhere, and then there's buses as well. So NCI is such in the heart of the city that's easy for you to go anywhere. Okay, we are very, very well served with public transport. Very, very different. Most of the Irish universities, because they have huge campus, they are outside of the city. Okay, NCI is literally in the heart of the city. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about NCI. So NCI is QS star 5-star rating. So NCI has 96% of graduate employment rate. And this is one of the main things about NCI, what all the students are looking for, it's jobs. So NCI is very, very focused on jobs. All NCI courses are QQI accredited programs, so they are accredited everywhere, okay? And we do have up to 50% scholarships. I think NCI is probably one of the most generous universities in terms of scholarships. We really have really, really good scholarships for international students. We know how expensive it is for international students to study abroad. So NCI is really, really good with scholarship. And we are an award-winning international team, okay? So you have all the support that you need. And as I mentioned, it's a Dublin city center location. That's really, really good. And NCI, most of the NCI courses are accredited by the industry as well. So you can see ACCI, Chartered Accountants Ireland, CIPD. So we are, and the Psychology Society of Ireland. So all our courses are industry accredited. That's very, very important. It's as important as PQI because it's a recognition from the industry that our course is in the standards that they're looking for. And then, so why NCI? So first, NCI, as I mentioned, it's very industry focused. So all NCI courses are highly relevant course and industry focused. So we don't have any courses that there's no jobs in Ireland. So the main purpose of NCI is to supply industry that has shortage of skilled people to work. So all our courses, it's courses that are high demand in Ireland. Okay, so it's very, very industry focused. And all our faculty they have highest academic standard, and all of them come from the industry. Okay, so they have huge industry experience. So when you go for one of our computing courses, most of your professors, they are coming from the IT industry. So they are really, really, they have the academic standards, but they have many, many years of experience in the industry. And that makes a massive difference. NCI has very small classes, okay? So very different from a lot of universities out there, including Ireland. You would go for a classroom with 200 students. That's not the case in NCI. NCI classes go between 30 and 50 students for some courses when you have two different courses sharing the same module. And we have highly academic support to the students. So if students need extra maths or need extra support with programming or with English, we do have special extra classes for those students, all for free, okay? And then careers, of course, I think that's what NCI is most famous about. NCI has award-winning career service. As I said, 96% of our students go straight to work after finishing a course. And for some courses, they start working even before finished. And just for you to have an idea about the career events, we have more than 100 career events annually inside NCI. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about our career service so you have a fully idea of how big it is and how important it is to NCI. So why students choose NCI? Mainly because of career, okay? Mainly because of jobs. NCI is expert and put students at work. So, and how is it possible? First, as I mentioned, all NCI's programs are designed for and with the industry. So we usually, all our programs, we design in conjunction with the industry. So the programs, it's exactly what the industry is looking for. NCI has a very strong personal branding and connections. So we have partnership with pretty much every single company in Ireland. And don't forget that we are surrounded by all those companies. So we are in constant contact with them. Our students have access to all those companies while they are studying. So this is very, very important. And you probably heard before that when you talk about jobs, it's all about networking. Okay, and NCI will help you to build your networking. Okay, and then NCI has 96% graduating employability, as I mentioned, and we are award-winning career terms. And this, ladies and gentlemen, it's the employability formula. So a strong qualification focusing industry, NCI will provide you with work experience with all the support and even work placement for a lot of NCI courses. And then NCI will uplift your skills. And then, of course, NCI personal branding and network. All of that combined and award-winning career service. So all of that combining, it's the formula of the employability. So this is how NCI is able to actually place pretty much almost 100% of our students at work. And so about our career service, it's, as I mentioned, it's an award-winning career service. It's literally part of the student experience. It's not something that it's an off there. It will be, you will see, you feel all the support of the career team in a daily basis. It's part of the experience, okay? And our career service as well is going to give you a very strong career development and personal brand advice and guidance. So they will sit with you and they will help you to plan your career. It's crucial. You have to actually sit and plan. Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? And it's not just go and then see what's happened. No, it's all about planning. Okay, and they are very focused on developing your employability skills. And then, of course, they are going to, one of the main targets is to prepare all our international students to compete in the Irish job market. And you might not fully understand, but you are actually ahead of Irish students, and I will explain why. Imagine that all the Irish companies, all the companies in Ireland, they are headquarters for Europe and a lot of times for Asia as well. So it's a much cultural company. You need people from everywhere who speak different language. And just because you are coming from Vietnam with a different culture, you speak Vietnamese, you are already ahead of an Irish student who just speak English. Just to give you an example. So now in Vietnam, if you decide, if you have a company or a small company, and you decide to do a market campaign on Facebook, on Meta, okay? You are going to do on Facebook or Instagram. When you get your invoice from Meta, guess from where that invoice is coming from? From Dublin, from Ireland. So you're buying a Meta marketing campaign in Vietnam, and your invoice is coming from Dublin. So of course they need Vietnamese staff in Dublin who speak Vietnamese. Okay, so there's so many opportunities for international students in Ireland. That's very, very important to highlight. So just a few examples of all the events that our career service does. So for example, we have interactive roundtable events. What is that about? So you see all those tables. In each of those tables, we'll have a big company from different sectors, and they are going to come to talk with our students. It's not to talk about the job itself, it's to talk about the sector, what the sector is, what is happening. For example, if you have somebody from Google, they're going to say what's happening in the IT sector at the moment, which kind of jobs are open, what they're looking for, how big is AI, how AI is going to change everything. So it's where you will have somebody from the industry talking with the students in one by one in small tables and give advice, and the students can ask things. That is phenomenal. You have no idea how much you learn and how much help you to guide your career, because you're going to learn where the jobs are. And then you have industry seminars. So every once in a while, it will come somebody really, really big from the industry, from different sectors, that again is going to speak with all our students and talk about the sector, what's happening, what's changing, what the students should be looking, which skills they are looking for, okay? And then we have mock interview marathons. So sometimes will be from the career service, but most of the time is from the industry. So as I said, we have partnership with pretty much every single company. So usually the companies, they send somebody from the HR to do those mock interviews with the students. So our students are going to, if it is like if they're doing a real interview, and then at the end, the company is going to give feedback, what you should improve, what was good, what was not. This is how our students, this is why our students, when they go for their real jobs, they are well prepared. Nobody's doing that in Ireland at the moment. And then we have employer-led CV clinics. Again, the companies are sending somebody to help the students improve their CVs. They're going to look at the CVs and see how they should improve, how they could improve. Again, nobody's doing that. So this is why we are so strong to place students at work. And then we have employer networking evenings. That is just for you to build your network, okay? It's not to looking for jobs. It will have, I don't know, from a lot of companies coming with staff and coming to talk with the students and help them to build their network. As I said, there's more than 100 career fairs in NCI every year. And then we have our international alumni networking event. That's really, really important as well, because our alumni, they are working in every single industry that you can imagine in Ireland, and they usually help our students to get jobs there. We have career planning. As I said, you are going to sit with our team, and they are going to help you to plan your career. And that happens very, very often. This is one of the key aspects for you to actually find a job. It's planning. You need to know what you want, where do you want to go, to be able to go there. You know what I mean? So this is another thing very, very important. And then we do have as well an online vacancy platform where all the companies will advertise their jobs that are open. And it's really, really helpful for our students. We have guest lecturers all the time as well. So it's somebody from the industry coming to give you a lecture in all subjects. That's really, really important as well, because it does bring the real life experience inside to the class. Okay, and then we have a lot of employer site visits. For example, here's one that was initiated to Ryanair. That's one of the biggest airline companies in Europe. That's Irish. So we actually brought our students there to visit and see the jobs, talk with the expert. As I mentioned, aviation is huge in Ireland. It's a huge sector with a lot of work, a lot of jobs, I'm sorry. And then we have on-campus interviews as well. So NCI facilitate for the companies to come to NCI and do real interviews with our students. So as you can see, a lot of students actually get jobs on those interview rounds that start in NCI. And then, of course, some of the jobs you could have a second interview in the company, but that it's a trial. Like all the companies come and do the interview with our students on campus. That's phenomenal as well. And then we have much more. So we have work placements, we have simulated whiteboard interviews, we have live industry projects. That's very, very important. And all our courses has those live projects. We have computing project showcase, where our computing students are going to create a project, and then we bring the companies to see those projects. And as you can imagine, a lot of students get jobs over there. A lot of skills development sessions, business competition for who is going to study business in NCI. There is a business competition where some of the companies are going to sponsor a big prize. And again, as you can imagine, the students usually end up with a job at the end. And we have a beautiful program called mentoring. It means that somebody that it's already a very successful professional in companies, they are going to mentoring our students how to go there, how to achieve the same thing they did. That's very, very important. So would you like to translate something, or can I keep going? I know it's a lot of information.
Có ai có câu hỏi gì không ạ? Bởi vì vừa nãy thì anh Thiago có nói khá kỹ về cái phần liên quan những cái hỗ trợ của NCI đối với cả việc làm của sinh viên. Thực ra cái phần này thì các trường đại học nhiều khi họ sẽ nói không kỹ lắm. Thế nhưng mà bản thân anh Thiago trước đây cũng là sinh viên quốc tế, cho nên anh cũng hiểu rằng là cái việc mà đi kiếm thực tập và đi để mà có một cái việc làm ngay sau tốt nghiệp thì không dễ dàng với sinh viên quốc tế ở nhiều quốc gia. Cho dù là ở Ireland là một quốc gia mà khá là dễ tìm jobs thì cũng cần có rất nhiều cái sự hỗ trợ từ phía nhà trường. Cho nên anh ấy nói khá là kỹ về những cái hỗ trợ của NCI liên quan đến nghề nghiệp của các bạn trong quá trình từ khi các bạn đã học rồi. Thì có anh chị và các bạn là có câu hỏi không ạ? Hi Thiago, the questions.
Okay. So I'm going to talk very quickly about work placement. So some of our courses has a work placement as part of the curriculum. So if you go to the School of Computing and our two bachelor programs in computing and in data science, there is a work placement on the third year. So it's the second semester of the third year. It's a work placement that instead of you being class, you'll be placed in the industry and have a work experience during your 4 years program. And then, of course, that's really, really important, really helpful for the student to have a practical experience during their bachelor degree. And our MSc in cybersecurity has as well a work placement of 12 weeks during the course. Most of the master programs in Ireland doesn't have work experience, okay? Because it's just, I mean, work placement, because it's 1 year, it's very short, it's really hard to add a work placement in a 1 year master degree. But our cybersecurity, they actually found a way. So it's 12 weeks during the summer. And then in our School of Business, you have an option to have a work placement or not. Okay, if you decide to don't have a work placement, you go for a 3 years program. Okay, If you decide to have a work placement, you go for a 4-year program, and then it's a work placement between 8 months and 12 months. Okay, and then that is for our BA in business, accounting, finance, marketing, and human resource management. Again, you can go for 3 or 4 years. And then just for you to have an idea where all our students from last year, which kind of companies they are working at the moment. So that's very, very important. Another thing about our graduated employability, NCI, it's the only institution in Ireland that release every single course where their students are looking for. So if you go to the NCI website, there is an option there in the career service for you to see where students from the previous year are working for, which kind of jobs, which company, so, and with names every single student. We are the only university that give you that overview, because it's a lot of universities, they say that they have high employability rate, but if you look at these small lines there, it's saying students that are currently work or in further studies. That could mean that they finished the bachelor and went straight to a master degrees, and that it's counting as a placement, and that's not real. So our employability rate, it's the real employability rate. It's the students really, really working. And we release the list of every single student working, where they are working every year. So just for you to have an idea, although our general overall is 96%, some courses are even higher. So our higher diploma in science and computing, that's 95. It's a little bit less, but just because it's a conversion course. Okay, that's not a full bachelor degree. It's still, even our conversion course for the IT. So just to explain what that means. So for example, IT, it's a huge sector in Ireland, okay? But if you have a bachelor in business or finance, you cannot go for IT straight away. You couldn't go for a master in IT because you don't have a bachelor in IT. So we do have a conversion course that our higher diploma in science and computing. It means that you could have done any course, any bachelor. If you want to move to change your career to IT, you can go for that conversion course, and then you can go for any masters in IT. But even students who just finished our conversion course, they should 95% of them are already working in the IT sector. And then our BA in human resource and our MA in human resource management has 98% employability rate. And some of our courses has 100% employability rate. Our MSc in marketing, entrepreneurship, management, cloud computing, and in computing. There's one course that's not showing here, that's our MSc in accountants. That's 100%. It's a new course. This is why it's not here. And we started last year. It's a conversion course as well. And just for you to have an idea, on the 3rd month of the course, 85% of the students already secured a job. As I said, accountants in Ireland now is massive. So the companies were hiring the students even before they actually finished the course. That's how desperate the companies in Ireland are for accountants. So it's a huge course at the moment. So just an overview about the course. Let's start with our School of Computing. So what is in green, it's a level 8. That means bachelor degrees. And what is blue, it's our level 9, that calls master degrees. So in Ireland, you are going to hear a lot about level 8, level 9. Level 8, it is a bachelor. Level 9, it's a master degrees or a postgrad course. Okay, so for our School of Computing, I'm sorry, it's saying School of Computing, but it's actually a School of Business. There was a typo there. I'm really sorry about that. So our BA in business, BA in accountants and finance, human resource management, marketplace, and psychology. I know that's inside the business, the School of Business, but we do have psychology as well. I heard there is a student here that's looking for psychology, so I will give a few tips. So psychology in Ireland, it's a really high demand course, and the salaries are really, really high. And to be honest, it's hard to find a seat in psychology in Ireland than to find a seat in medicine, just for you to have an idea how competitive psychology is. NCI has psychology, but for example, we open our applications for next year in November, and by the end of November, all seats in psychology are taken. It's just like when you open, in 2 or 3 weeks, it's all gone. Okay, so if you really, really want psychology, you have to, we will have to talk later, and we have to plan very, very well. And when the applications open, you have to make the application straight away and pay fees to secure a seat, or you will not get a psychology seat in Ireland. Okay, it's very, very hard, but we can talk more later. And then, and all the bachelor degrees in Ireland, they start in September. Okay, always in September. And as I mentioned, our bachelor degrees in business, you have 2 options: 3 years, that is the standard, or you can have an extra year if you decide to have a work placement or an internship year. Our master degrees, they have 2 different intakes. So they have September and January. So all the courses that have that star at the end, they have September and January. The ones that don't, it's just September. So our masters in business have MSc in management, international business. That's another one that the seats go really, really, really fast. So you need to move very quickly. But of course, Ireland is part of the EU. So international business, it's a massive thing because it's across 38 countries. So it's a very, very high demand course. Our human resource management, entrepreneurship, that's another big course in Ireland. So entrepreneurship, it is pretty much a management course. It is a business course, but you do have some extra modules focused on entrepreneurship. What means entrepreneurship? If students who would like to start their own business. Okay, and in Ireland, that's huge. Ireland, it's probably one of the easiest countries in Europe to start their own business. There's thousands and thousands of new startups in Ireland. Ireland's very supportive, and big percent of those startups are actually from students. So most of the universities, they do have incubator centers that help the students to start their own company. And even if you don't want to start your company, entrepreneurship, it's a really, really very, very strong business / management masters. And then we have our MSc in finance. We have our MSc in marketing. And as I said, our MSc in accountants. That's another boom in Ireland. And it's accredited for the ACCA. And when you finish your accountants, your master in accountants, you have 9 exemptions from the ACCA professional exam. There is a special visa for who is coming to study accountants. It's a longer visa because when you finish your course, you should have to sit for those professional exams. So you can stay much longer in Ireland working and doing that exams slowly. Okay, and another thing of our MSc in accountants, you can come from any background. You don't need to have an accountant's degree to come to our master in accountants. Our master in accountant, it is a conversion course. It's the same of that conversion course I mentioned about the IT. We do have one for an accountant. The difference is our IT, it's in a level 8, and our accounting program conversion is in a level 9. Okay, you can have any bachelor degree and you can move to accountant if you want through that program and start working fully as an accountant. Okay, so now let's go for the School of Computing. That it's swap. I'm sorry about that again. So from our School of Computing, whatever it's in blue, it's our level 8, and in green, it's our level 9. So different from the business, all our bachelor degrees in computing are 4 years, okay? And there is a compulsory internship in year 3. There is no option for go for 3 years. It's 4 years always in computing. And our BSc in computing, there are 7 different specializations that you can choose, okay? And then we have our BSc in data science as well. And then there's another level 8 that it is a bachelor degree as well, but it's just 1 year. So how that works, this one in blue, you are finishing high school and you are coming to that honors degree, okay? This one in pink, you cannot come from high school. You need to have another bachelor degree first. It's, for example, if you have done a bachelor in business and you want to move to IT, you do that 1 year conversion course to go to a master in IT, okay? But it's still a level 8. So you are going to finish this course if you have a bachelor in computing at the end. But again, you're coming from a different background already with a bachelor degree, and then you go for that higher diploma, and then it's like it's going to convert your diploma to a computing degree, if that makes sense. Okay, and then we have our level 9 programs. So again, most are September and January. Just our fintech program that has just September, doesn't have January intake. But our MSc in cybersecurity, data analytics, cloud computing, fintech, artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence for business, they all have September and January intake. So what's the difference of MSc in artificial intelligence and MSc in artificial intelligence for business? The artificial intelligence, it's more technical, okay? You're in terms of the machine learning, the programming, and all of that. And artificial intelligence for business is not technical. What's going to happen is, imagine now all those companies, okay? So you have really financial companies, you have banks. My question is, do you think the staff today know how to use AI? You have AI everywhere now, but they really know how to use AI in their jobs and improve all the strategy and things that AI could support them? No. There is a really recent poll that showed that 90% of the staffs in any sector, they don't have a clue how to use AI to improve their work. And this is what this program is going to do. They're going to actually look at all the AI tools out there, everything that AI can do, and they're going to bring them inside the companies for all the managers and directors and people to know how to use and improve the company's performance. Because AI, it is out there, but people don't know how to use. What they know how to use is GDP, chat, and all those things that are already inside the phone, but they don't know how to use in terms of data. So to watch everything that AI can look at data there and understand that data and help you to make a big strategy to your company. So this is what this course, and another very popular course, and it's the very high salary, very high demand. So that's another course if you are looking for. You have to move very fast. Okay, so now what everybody's looking for, fees and scholarship. So all our level 8, all our bachelor degrees, the tuition fees 10,000 euros a year. But we do have 2,000 euros scholarship for international students every year. Okay, I can guarantee there's no university in Ireland out there offering a scholarship for undergrad. Okay, most of the scholarships in Ireland are for master programs, not for undergrad. NCI is giving 2,000 euro scholarship every year for international students. And if you're looking for early childhood, that's education. I think I didn't mention there, but we do have one course that's early childhood education. There's a scholarship of 4,000 euros. Okay. And then we have our higher diploma. That is that conversion course to IT that I mentioned. The tuition fees is 12,000 euros, but we are giving a scholarship of 4,000. So at the end, it would cost the same thing of a bachelor, because the undergrad programs is 10,000 fee, 2,000 scholarship, so it's 8,000 in a year. And this one is 12, but 4,000 scholarship, it's 8 as well. And then our master programs, the tuition fee is 17, but we are giving scholarship for international students between 3 and 5. 3 is the minimum, 5 is the maximum. And then what it's going to say is 3, 4, or 5. It will depend on your GPA from your undergrad course. So if you already have a bachelor, higher it's your grades, higher is your GPA, higher will be your scholarship. But 3,000, it's a minimum. And then our master in entrepreneurship and AI for business, because they are new programs, we are offering 7,000 scholarship. That's huge. It's massive. Okay. And the AI for business, we are not going to keep the scholarship too long, because last year all the seats was taken very, very quickly. And again, it's an area that is going to be a boom very, very soon. It is a boom already. Everything related to AI, it's really, really high demand at the moment. Okay, so payment. So it's a question that everybody asks. How can I secure my seat at NCI? So NCI doesn't work with deposit. Okay, you don't have to pay any deposit. The only way to secure your seat with NCI is paying your fees. Okay, if you are from a country that you need visa to come to Ireland, you need to pay full fees to secure your seat. If you are from a country that does not need visa to come to Ireland, or if you are already living in Ireland, you can pay 6,000 euros and then pay the rest in a payment plan. Okay, but 6,000 be the minimum because it's required by the immigration. But unfortunately for Vietnam, you do need a visa. So the only way to secure your seat is to pay full visa. Okay, full fees, I'm sorry. I hope that's clear. And program entry requirements. I'm not going to go very, very deep on that, because you have all the support that you could get from Smart A. They're going to guide you through that. You don't have to worry about that. So, but we have 3 different levels of requirements. So we have country requirement, what you need from Vietnam if you are going to a level 8 in Ireland, what you need from high school, and if you are going to a level 9 master levels in Ireland, what you need as a bachelor. But again, Smart A is going to support you. And then you have some course-specific entry requirements. For example, for marketing, AI for business, there is extra requirements for that specific course. Again, you can find that in the course page. Push Smart A is going to help you. And then we have the English requirements. I'm going to the next screen to give you an overview of the English, but again, Smart A is going to help you with all of that. So with those, you don't have to worry about it. Just for you to have an idea, just for us to finish and go to the QA. So we can split the courses in 2 different ones, non-cognate and cognate. What that means? Non-cognate, it means that you don't need to have studied that subject to go to that course. So for example, if you look at MSc in management, international business, human resource, entrepreneurship, and accountants, it means that you can have any kind of bachelor. It doesn't matter what it is. You can have studied medicine. If you want to do MSc in management, you can. And then our higher diploma in science computing, because it's a conversion course, it's the same. But and then we have some master's degree that you need to have a major in that area. So for our masters in marketing, in finance, data analytics, cloud computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, fintech, and AI for business, you do need to have majors in those areas. Okay, AI for business, your major must be either in computing or in business, but you need 2 years of work experience. Okay. Again, if you do our conversion course, higher diploma in science and computing, you can go for any masters in computing, okay? Because it is a conversion. So this is just for you to understand if you need a major to go to that masters or not. And then English, most of the courses you need IELTS 6. There's no band requirements. And if you go for Duolingo, you're talking about 95. Okay, so the only exceptions is our BA in early childhood education that you need IELTS 6.5, and then there is a band requirement 6.5 for speaking and 6 for the other band. And our AI for business, and you need a 6.5. Okay, to go. But there's no band requirement. But you do need a minimum overall of 6.5. But again, Smarte is going to support you with all of that. And just for you to know as well, that NECI has a pre-sessional English. That means that if you are close enough to get the English, let's say you have 5.5, not 6, and there's no time for you to improve, you can go for a pre-sessional program that it's a couple of weeks that you arrive early before you start your program. And then to improve your English, you'd have just English classes, and then you don't need to actually take IELTS at the end. Just with your class and your exam that you are going to do inside NCI, you can go straight to our master's or bachelor degree. So there is a pre-sessional as well that I think it's important to highlight. And all the documents, I'm not going through that because Smarte is going to help you, okay? But the usual, you need all your transcripts, you need your CV, you need your passport, and you need a personal statement for most of the courses, okay? You probably know what a personal statement is. A personal statement or a statement of purpose. It's where you are going to say, why do you want to study that course? Why NCI? Why Ireland? And talk a little bit about you. It's very straightforward. And then just to close, so a few things that the support that you're going to have in NCI. We have a settling program. So even before you come to Ireland, you have a 12 weeks of online preparation program that they're going to, it's a lot of live webinars that are going to help you to find accommodation. They're not going to find for you, but they're going to guide you through the process about visa, about what to bring, about medical insurance and all of that. NCI has a free airport pickup. I think most of the universities are not offering that anymore. And NCI has a welcome program. After you arrived at NCI, there's a big program to help you to settling. Okay, and then there is immigration support as well. In terms of academic support, so NCI, as I mentioned before, has a very strong academic support. If you need active support for maths, English, programming, and all of that, and help you with some skills that you would need. And so we do have all those support, and we have a very strong international support team that are going to help you with everything. In terms of well-being, we do have a medical center inside NCI. We have constant service, and we have a free gym membership. And in terms of experience, we have a very strong student union, very support. You have a lot of sports and clubs and societies where they hold more than 200 events annually. Another thing I would usually advise students to join those society because you make lots of friends, okay? It's a very, very good way to actually make friends. Very, very important. And I think that's it. I think it is. We can skip. I think I took too long. Sorry about that. It's a lot of information. I always try to give as much information as I can. But we can go for a QA session.
Thank you, Thiago. Anh Thiago vừa có một cái bài trình bày em nghĩ là khá là dài nhưng mà rất là thiết thực về những cái vấn đề mà sinh viên quốc tế quan tâm. Anh ấy không cần nói quá nhiều đến từng chương trình cụ thể. Tuy nhiên thì anh cũng đã nhấn mạnh về nhu cầu của công việc, và đặc biệt cũng là NCI có thể hỗ trợ các bạn gì trong quá trình học. Và ở phần cuối thì có thể là mọi người có để ý không ạ? Tức là khi mà các bạn sang hòa nhập với cả cuộc sống mới ở bên Ireland thì NCI cũng có rất nhiều những cái hoạt động và rất nhiều những cái hội nhóm để giúp đỡ cho các bạn, từ tập gym miễn phí cho đến những cái việc như là chăm sóc sức khỏe. Và các cái hội nhóm sẽ có hơn 200 event một năm để các bạn có thể làm quen. Bởi vì NCI thực ra là cái trường ở trung tâm thành phố Dublin cho nên NCI cũng sẽ không quá to. Và bây giờ sẽ đến cái phần mà vừa nãy nếu như mà có bố mẹ hoặc các bạn nào nghe không rõ cái phần anh Châu trình bày thì có thể hỏi lại, thì cái phần gì em biết sẽ tóm tắt lại luôn. Và có những cái câu hỏi khác nữa thì mọi người có thể hỏi trực tiếp với anh Thiago bằng tiếng Việt và tiếng Anh cũng được ạ. Thế và mọi người cũng có thể chat các cái câu, mọi người ngại nói, mọi người có thể ghi các câu hỏi vào cái phần chat box thì là anh Thiago anh sẽ trả lời. So Thiago, we will have some questions in the chat box. So could you please answer the question?
So I'm trying to find the chat box here. Guys, I'm really sorry. I know it's crazy, but because I was using another tool and now I'm jumped to Zoom, I'm a little bit lost where to find. Let me find the chat box. I found. Yeah. Okay. So let's see how I'm interested in job opportunities.
About NCI support to job opportunities. So I think that you mentioned a lot in your presentation. So I think that we should answer about major business administration. Master in finance? No. I think master in accounting is okay.
Sorry, let's see why I'm here. Can you provide detail about the curriculum structure for data analysis, please? Listen, I can show you on the website. I wouldn't have on top of my head all the subjects for all the courses, but I can send you the link. So if you go to the NCI main page, I can show here this example, and then I'm sure everybody can use as if they are looking for. Let me share here my screen again, and so okay, so this is the NCI main page. Okay, so for example, if I go here, study, and all courses. So for example, let's get here full-time. Like I'm going to get an example post-grad, okay, but you can look for any of them. They're all the same. You said data analytics. Data analytics.
Master program.
Yeah, master in data analytics. So for example, upcoming course content. See, if you look at here, you have all the information about the course. You'll have entry requirements as well. Remember that I actually mentioned that some courses would have extra entry requirements, and here's where you would find that. But then if you look at here, course content, you have all the courses, all the modules that you are going to study. You have the core modules, you have elective choices, research elective, assessment. But then see a link here, module descriptor. If you click here, you are going to see every single course, every single module, and it will have program outcomes. So let's see, database. This is all the modules per semester. If you click one of them, see learning outcome from these specific modules, all the assessments that you are going to have, how they're going to assess you, and assessment take down this module, for example, there's no exam, it's all coursework. See here, 100% coursework. And then all the percentage, all the marks, how they're going to mark the course, and then all the workload, how many hours you need to study, and how many hours of classrooms, how many hours of tutorial, and how many hours you should study by yourself, and then all the resources, all the books that you are going to need. It's very complete, and you can see that in every single module. So it's all there, very easy to go through. And I'm looking at data analytics now, but you can do that with any course. Does that help? I think it's very clear. So it's very, very, you can find all the information there, everything. So are there facilities for students who prefer to bike or walk to campus? Absolutely. So to be honest, most of the students now, they're actually cycling, because Dublin now, they have lanes for cycling in the whole city. So it's very easy, very safe. And to be honest, Dublin is not that huge city either. So it is big, but it's not. So you can cycle everywhere. So it's very, very easy. We do have where to actually lock your bike inside the NCI. There is a parking there is an underground parking in NCI with a shed for bikes. You can lock your bike there, go for classes, no problem. And we are in the city center, so it's walking distance for most of the accommodations. And if you live a little bit further, you can order cycle or using the public transport. But yes, there is a lot of options, And what networking opportunities are available for current students with alumni? Yes, as I mentioned, one of the events that our career service does, it's those network with alumni. So it's very, very important. So one thing I can tell you, our career service cover every single aspect of your network. They're going to help you with all of that. Do you have the aviation technique major? No, we don't have any specific course focus on the aviation, but our management course, it works for aviation as well, because at the end, an aviation company or a leasing company, it's a company like any other, and all the management techniques, they are the same. It doesn't matter which company you are. You could be working in a pharmaceutical company or an IT company. All the management theory and technique, they are all the same. How you build a strategy, how you actually manage, they are all the same. And what's happening is, if you want to know about aviation sector, the easiest way, it's actually start working in the aviation sector. And even if you are coming from a master in management, you can actually get a job in the aviation company. And most of the things, guys, to be very honest, you learn doing it. You learn when you start working. Every single course, doesn't matter which university you go, you are going to learn a bit, but most of the things, it's when you start working. It's where you are going to learn about the sector itself. We are going to give you an overview and as much support as possible, but it is working. What are the rules regarding part-time work for international students? I think I covered that in the beginning. When you are studying, you can work part-time, 20 hours a week, most of the year. During the summer month and Christmas, you can work full-time. And then when you finish your course, I'm not sure if I actually talk about that, I should have. When you finish your degree, if you are going to a bachelor, you have 1 year of stay-back visa. And if you go to a master's, you have a 2 years stay-back visa where you can work full-time. And then if your course is inside the critical skills, you can stay over those 2 years. And then it's up to the company to sponsor you. But if you are in the critical skills, there is a clear pathway for citizenship.
Hey Thiago, so how about they are not in the critical skill list?
If you are not in the critical skills list, it's up to the company.
Yes.
Okay, so
if sponsor us or not.
Company, yeah, if the company decide to sponsor you, it doesn't matter if it's the critical skills or not.
Just 1 minute for me. Em muốn nói kỹ một chút thế này, là cũng giống như là Úc thì sẽ có một cái list là SOL chẳng hạn, hoặc là Canada sẽ có một list là NLC. Thì ở Ireland họ cũng có một cái list những cái nhóm ngành nghề mà họ thiếu nhân lực nhiều. Thì có một cái list đó, và cái list đó được cập nhật. Ví dụ như cái lần cập nhật mới nhất là ngày 23 tháng 12 năm 2000, là cuối tháng 12 năm 2023. Thì cái list đó sẽ ghi rõ tất cả những cái ngành nghề mà sẽ nằm trong cái list ưu tiên định cư của Ireland. Và như anh ấy nói là nếu như mà cái công việc của bạn mà thuộc cái list ưu tiên định cư á, thì bạn sẽ rất được ưu tiên để xin ở lại. Thế còn nếu như mà cái ngành nghề của mình mà không thuộc list ưu tiên định cư thì sao? Thì cái việc đơn giản là nếu như mà cái công ty đấy họ vẫn sponsor, họ vẫn bảo lãnh cho mình ở lại thì mình vẫn có thể ở lại làm việc được. Tuy nhiên thì hầu như tất cả các ngành nghề mà NCI đào tạo đều nằm trong list ưu tiên định cư. Kể cả một ngành mà ở Việt Nam công việc có vẻ hơi khó như là tâm lý học thì cũng nằm trong list ưu tiên định cư của Ireland. Thế cho nên là mọi người có thể yên tâm là nếu như mọi người học ở NCI thì các cái ngành của NCI hầu như là đều nằm trong list ưu tiên định cư. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have a very good question here from Paul. So he's asking, if you are studying computer science, do you have opportunity with aviation companies? This is one thing that nobody tells you, okay? So
Yes.
when you study computer science, okay, most of the students, they are going to look in jobs in Google, in Microsoft, in LinkedIn, and that is great. But that's not where you are going to get the higher salaries. So when you look at computing, every single major sector, any company needs somebody from IT. So they all have servers, they all have things. So if you look at the pharmaceutical sector, it's really, really high tech company. It's not IT, but it is high tech in terms of, and they need support. Aviation, Ryanair, like Vietnam Airlines, like they all need IT. Everything is inside IT. So those sectors, you would actually get higher salaries than Google, because in Google the competition is brutal, and because there's so many people trying to go there, the salaries are not the highest. A lot of people think Google, Microsoft, they pay the high salary. It's not. If you look at a pharmaceutical sector in Ireland, that's a massive sector. They pay much higher salary for an IT guy than actually Google, because in Google, you're going to start very low. You're not going to get the highest job in Google. If you look at the other sectors that need IT, it's where you are going to get the highest salaries. And so this is why when you go to study computing, you should open your mind. You don't need to go to Google. I know everybody wants to say, oh, I work in Google. But you could work in Pfizer, that is a very big pharmaceutical sector, and have a much, much higher salary working in IT. So there's so many opportunities, so many sectors out there where you can have an amazing career in the IT, and you can become a director in the IT and have amazing salaries. And so Google, Microsoft, they're not the only option. There's millions of companies, and they all need somebody from IT, all of them, including the aviation sector. So absolutely, yes, you can find jobs in a lot of different sectors, lots of different sectors.
Bạn hoặc là chị Phương Anh đã có hỏi về cái ngành hàng không ấy ạ. Đấy, về làm việc ở cơ hội làm việc. Ok, đúng rồi. Thực ra đúng rồi, học ICT là có thể làm việc ở các công ty hàng không, chứ không nhất thiết là phải học kỹ thuật hàng không mới làm việc các công ty hàng không. Cái đấy là chắc chắn ạ. Thậm chí em nghĩ rằng họ sẽ tuyển ICT nhiều hơn là tuyển kỹ thuật hàng không. Thậm chí là mình có học cả về kế toán chẳng hạn thì mình vẫn có thể làm việc ở các công ty hàng không. Dạ. Có ai có câu hỏi gì thêm không ạ?
Anybody else?
Uh, okay. I see a question. So what is the international student rate in NCI, and which is nationality is the majority in international students?
Okay, so NCI, it's a unique institution in Ireland. So
Yeah.
most of the universities in Ireland would have around 18, maximum 20% of international students.
Yes.
NCI is around 50. So
50.
yes, it's huge. It's 50%. All NCI students are international students. So it's a hotspot of different mixed nationalities. There's people from everywhere.
Yes.
And there is Irish students as well. There is a lot of EU students. It's very important that in Ireland, when we say domestic students, they're not just Irish. Everybody from EU, all the 32 EU countries, we all call domestic, because there's no difference. If you are from Portugal, Ireland, you are EU. Okay, so half of NCI students are EU students, and of course, the majority of them are Irish, but half of our students are international from outside of EU. Okay,
Yes.
I wouldn't know by the top of my head the percentage from each nationality, but it's a mix. There's people from everywhere. There's more than 110 countries, different countries. So, and there is a good number of Vietnamese students as well. But I'm going to give an advice because I've been through that. I was an international student, so you should be very careful with that. I know that when we go to a different country, we are all going to look for other people like us. So I was Brazilian, came to Ireland, and I looked for all the Brazilians around me, and I want to stay with them and be with them. Don't do that. Don't build a bubble inside yourself. You have to burst your bubble. If you start walking just with other Vietnamese, you are just going to speak Vietnamese. You are not going to make friends in Ireland. You are going to live it. What is the point to leave your country, leave your home, leave your family, to come to Ireland and do what you are doing at home and just talk with Vietnamese? Don't do that. It's important to have other Vietnamese friends, absolutely, because it's a support networking. You know, like it's important to have that comfort, to have some people. But don't do that. If you come to Ireland, make friends with everybody. Make friends with Irish people. Make friends with somebody from Indonesia, somebody from US, somebody from France. You know, you are here to open your mind. You are burst your bubble. You have to put yourself, and don't forget, when you look for jobs, when I talk about jobs, it's all about networking. Okay, you need to build a networking. So you need to have friends from different places, because you never know who will be at work in the job and is going to help you. And you need to make friends with the Irish people as well. They are very friendly, and I will explain why. When you are Irish and you are living in Ireland, of course, you know everything, and you probably, it maybe in some aspects easier for you to actually get a job than an international student straight away. You do have a lot of strengths and a lot of advantage of, you are from Vietnam, you have another language stuff. But usually an Irish student that it's already working, sometimes they come to college working already. If you are make friends, he's the one who's going to send you a message. Listen, here my company just opened a new job. Send it to your CV. I'm going to help you. You know what I mean? So it's networking. So don't put yourself in a bubble. Don't just walk with Vietnamese students. You have to make friends with everybody. And you are here to experience that. You know what I mean? You are coming to a different country. You want to experience a different culture, different cultures, because people from everywhere, and you are not going to regret. It will be the best experience of your life. But you need to be open. You need to be open. Don't be shy. I know a lot of people are shy. Don't be it. You know, you are here. Everybody's in the same situation of you. So it's very easy to make friends and make as many friends. And I will tell you, you are going to make friends for life. for life, but you need to be open. So it's important to have other Vietnamese friends, but not just them. Okay.
Okay. So another question. Does NCI have scholarship for the bachelor degree?
Yes.
Yes.
2,000 euro scholarship for every year. Okay. It's not just for the first year. Every year, 2,000 euro scholarship.
Học bổng của NCI sẽ là khoảng 20% với bậc cử nhân, tức là học phí khoảng tầm 10.000 euro một năm, và sau khi trừ đi học bổng thì còn khoảng 8.000 euro một năm. Với một đất nước nói tiếng Anh thì kể cả với Ireland là cái nơi học phí tương đối cao, thì thực ra là cái học phí của Ireland rất là dễ chịu. Và thậm chí là như một số agent lớn nhất của Malaysia có chia sẻ với em, là học sinh Malaysia rất là thích những trường như NCI. Họ sẽ học, sau đó thì thứ nhất là job rất là tốt, và sau đó thì nếu mà cần có bằng của một trường đại học lớn nhất thế giới, là ví dụ như những trường kiểu Trinity, UCD, họ sẽ học bậc thạc sĩ, mình chỉ học 1 năm thôi. Còn là với bachelor họ sẽ start với NCI đó. Vì học phí của NCI có khi chỉ bằng 1/2 đến 1/3 của trường khác. Về tỷ lệ sinh viên quốc tế thì anh ấy vừa có chia sẻ một cái việc rất chân thành đấy ạ. Tức là NCI thì có sinh viên đến từ hơn 160 quốc gia. Thế cho nên là các bạn ý sẽ học cách chung sống mà không quá quan tâm đến việc là bạn nào đến từ quốc tịch nào. Thế nhưng mà sinh viên mà đi Ireland như em có chia sẻ từ đầu chương trình, thì sinh viên mà đến Ireland là 14% sinh viên, chiếm top 1 luôn là từ US, hoặc là từ Nam Mỹ. Bản thân anh Thiago ở từ Brazil đó. Thế vào top 4 thì là Canada. Còn châu Á thì không quá nhiều, thì nhưng mà không sao, chúng ta không đi tìm, không tức bây giờ chúng ta cũng gọi là quốc tế hóa rồi. Thế là mình sẽ học những cái người Âu Mỹ hay là Nam Mỹ hay là châu Á, Nhật Bản vân vân, mình cũng vẫn vui vẻ. Nhưng NCI cũng có khá khá sinh viên Việt Nam, không quá đông thì có khá khá. Chắc là em nghĩ là cũng khoảng tầm được, như năm trước chắc cũng phải hơn 10 sinh viên Việt Nam đó. Requirements. Có ai có câu hỏi gì nữa không ạ? Cái điều kiện cho học bổng thì là nếu như mà học bổng ở bậc cử nhân thì điểm của mình từ 8,0 trở lên, không quá cao. Thế còn là nếu học bổng cho bậc thạc sĩ thì sẽ phải xét vào tùy trường và tùy ngành ạ. Nhưng mà họ có cái học bổng 50% ấy. Học bổng 7.000, 5.000 đến 7.000 thì là cái học bổng rất tốt, vì là học phí của NCI gần như là không đáng bao nhiêu. Thế mà sau khi trừ đi học bổng thì gần như các bạn sang bên kia là gọi là học không đồng đấy ạ. Với các bạn thạc sĩ chỉ học có 1 năm thôi. Ok. Có ai có câu hỏi gì nữa không ạ? Hi, Thiago. So I think it's 90 minutes now. It's one hour.
Okay. Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
it's fine. And listen, guys, I hope that I answered most of the
Yes.
questions. I hope I could give a good overview about Ireland and about the opportunities and the costs and salaries and things like that. If you have more questions, you can always send any extra questions later. And just to reinforce again, and that I would like to invite all of you guys to come to the Smart A Fair in October. I will be there. Most of the Irish institute, I think all the Irish universities will be there. It's a very good opportunity for you to talk with us face to face. And if you have more questions, I can't remember the exactly date, but I'm sure you guys are going to send. But again, I would strongly advise and hope you guys will come to the fair and talk with us. Okay, and we will be very, very happy to talk with all of you there and to answer all your questions. And it's very different when we're face to face as well. So it is much nicer. And listen, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for coming to the webinar. And it was really, really a pleasure. And I hope to see you guys here in Dublin next year.
Yes, thank you very much, Thiago. Anh Thiago có vừa cảm ơn các anh chị và các bạn, và có mời mọi người đến tham dự fair triển lãm du học Ireland sẽ diễn ra ở khách sạn Media vào sáng ngày Chủ nhật mùng 6 tháng 10. Đây là triển lãm du học lớn, có thể nói là lớn đầu tiên của Ireland tại Việt Nam. Do Smart Day phối hợp với cả tổ chức phát triển giáo dục của Ireland là Education in Ireland tổ chức. Và NCI cùng đại diện của các trường đại học lớn khác ở tại Ireland sẽ rất vui được đón tiếp các anh, các chị và các bạn tại buổi triển lãm đó, và hẹn gặp lại mọi người có thể nói chuyện trực tiếp với nhau, và anh rất hy vọng là sẽ được gặp tất cả mọi người ở Dublin. Em xin cảm ơn ạ, và cảm ơn mọi người đã dành buổi tối ngày tuần đầu tiên, ngày đầu của tháng 8 để gặp NCI cũng như gặp Smart A. Chúc tất cả mọi người có một tháng 8 rực rỡ thành công ạ. Em xin cảm ơn. Thank you, Cheryl. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you.